92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today feels like he wasn't on his A game when he went on the date with the girl we're about to call. Her name's Abby, right, Scott?
Yep, Abby, yes.
How you doing? Thanks for emailing the show.
For sure. I really appreciate you guys hearing me out on this. Thank you.
I read your email. I like how you initially got her number and got your dinner date. Why don't you tell everybody how you did that? That's pretty smooth.
I appreciate that. So, I'm a busy guy, so sometimes I only have a little bit of time for lunch, so I ran down to one of the lunch trucks, and I noticed a cute girl behind me on the line. And I was trying to figure out when the line was moving forward, like, oh, man, what can I say to this girl? Like, how can I initiate this conversation? So I turned around to her, and I blatantly lied to her. Actually, I said, hey, I've never been to this lunch truck before. Do you have any recommendations?
See? That's a good idea. Now,
that's A-game material right there.
But when you do that, you got to make sure you've never been there before, or they're not going to recognize you. So you're like, oh, dude, I've never been here. What's good? And then you walk up to the front. They're like, hey, Scott, how you been?
You're regular for you?
Yeah. Just get you the usual.
I'm assuming that didn't happen, right, Scott?
It didn't, fortunately. It didn't.
Yeah.
So basically, we started talking. I made her laugh a couple times. She made me laugh. I was like, oh, this girl's pretty cool. So, I get my sandwich, and we go over to the side, and I wait for her to get hers. And then as she's walking over, I say, hey, Abby, I really appreciate the lunch recommendation. Since you gave me a recommendation, I actually wanted to give you a dinner recommendation.
Oh, I see. Look at that segue.
See, that's what I was talking about. That's the part that I like.
That is smooth,
You gave me a lunch recommendation. I'm going to give you a recommendation. You come hang out with Scotty Boy for dinner.
5 stars on Yelp.
So she liked it, obviously.
She did, yeah. She shook her head, but
yeah.
she thought it was cute. So
where did you guys go to dinner?
we just went to a spot downtown. It's this little sushi spot that I know about, and it was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt off.
Now, well, that's what your email said, that you weren't on your A game. What does that mean? What is your A game?
I hadn't worked out that day, and so I felt a little bit off physically, like I wasn't in it, like I wasn't showcasing the full me.
Do you mean like you were tired and just kind of off mentally because you hadn't worked out, or are you talking about like your biceps weren't bulging from the pump from the gym before?
I mean, probably a little column A, a little column B,
Oh, yeah. Did she notice that anything was off?
I don't think so. It's not like it was like leaving the conversation to go cry for a minute and come back.
But I mean,
Sounds like it.
She's also not calling you back, so she might have noticed.
No, I mean, I pride myself kind of on being a witty guy, and I just didn't feel like I was on it. I just didn't feel like I was sharp that night.
How much did you bring up your workout regimen and your muscles? Because in our conversations, it's come up a lot.
Well, I mean, I feel like it directly affects a lot of parts about me, I mean, I probably brought it up a little bit. It's a part of my life. It's something that I pride myself on. So,
anything that was notably awkward, or anything that you said where you noticed a weird reaction from her? Or...
I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It's funny because, we go for a walk, we look at the stars, and it'd be that moment where you'd, like, look at each other. And I was like, normally I'd go in and, like, try to get that kiss, but, like, it's just so, I just felt, like, deflated. It was really weird. So, and I'm sure there were some times where she was kind of like, oh, what's going on with this guy?
Was it that tension? Like, it's like, okay, now's your opportunity to kiss her, but you kept passing on that?
Totally, yeah. I didn't understand it.
That's the worst.
That is.
Do you think that you guys just don't have chemistry, maybe? I mean, are you trying to make something that's not there?
I'm thinking about her. The fact that I wrote this, I wrote to you guys because, I like her. I wouldn't write to you guys for anybody. So I think it was just me. I was off. Like I said, I just got to make sure I get my workout in. So I'm really feeling on point.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since your date?
Sent her a couple of text messages, and, she responds to them, but, like, it takes a long time to respond.
Okay.
Normally if you're excited about something, you respond quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just text. I didn't try to call her or anything like that. I didn't want to weird her out.
Have you actually asked her out again, or are you just trying to make conversation and you notice that she's being a little slow?
Yeah, I would say more the latter. Because I mean, I haven't gotten that like green light that she's like enjoying talking to me or anything.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update. Okay?
All right. That's fine. Thanks again, guys.
All right, man. Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Scott, I want to let you know during that song, I was able to slam a protein shake, so I'm on my A game. This second part of your second date update is going to go great. I can feel it.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem, bro. If anybody's tuning in right now, Scott is on the phone with us. He went out with a girl named Abby. Feels like he wasn't on his A game during the date because he didn't work out earlier in the day. And there's nothing really glaring that happened during your date that you can think of, Scott. You just felt kind of awkward about the whole
Yeah,
thing?
just a little awkward. Yeah, just a little off. I don't know what's going on with me.
I will say, I think it takes a big man to admit that he wasn't on his A game. Like, most people call in, they were like, I did everything perfect. I don't know what went wrong.
But Scott hasn't even directly asked Abby out yet. You just aren't getting the right vibe.
Yeah, exactly. You guys know how that feeling is.
All right.
I do.
Well, there it is.
We're going to give her a call right now. Scott, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go, man.
Hello,
Hi, is Abby there?
this is her.
Abby, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
I'm sorry.
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning on the radio station moving 92.5.
Okay.
Abby, I'm calling you because you recently went out with a friend of the show. His name is Scott.
Okay.
And Scott really liked you and enjoyed your date, but he's kind of getting a really weird vibe from you that you don't want to see him again.
He's getting a weird vibe from me.
Yeah. Should it be the other way around?
I mean, I don't want to, throw anybody into the bus or anything, but I don't think I'm the one that's being weird.
You think that Scott is weird?
Honestly, I don't know him, so I can't say that, but...
Abby, I talked to Scott about the night you went out because I was asking him about your date, and he says he feels like he wasn't on his A game. Did he seem kind of off to you?
I mean, that's what he said to me that night, so...
He told you that he wasn't on his A game?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
Well, at least he was being honest. But how do you go from being off to being weird? Those are two totally different things.
There's this one moment that I went into the bathroom and, I was gone for a couple minutes and I came back and he wasn't facing the bathroom, so his back was towards me. And I was getting closer to the table and I saw that he was kind of moving his head up and down. And I kind of thought that was weird and I went up to him and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I missed my workout, so I'm just going to get some butt clenches.
What? Some butt clenches at the
clenches?
table?
Oh, Abby, are you sure he wasn't joking?
He had to
That's
have-
so ridiculous.
Amazing.
He had to have been joking with you, Abby.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I thought that he was joking, so I laughed.
So he's basically working out while you're at dinner.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird, Abby.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a pretty solid body. I got to say that. He's a very attractive guy. And obviously that was one of the things that he kept wanting to talk to me about. And I eat healthy. I try to go for walks or I'll go for hikes with my girlfriends and stuff. And there was one point where he asked me, he was like, oh, what gym do you go to? And I told him I didn't go to a gym. And he started asking more questions, like, why? What's so bad about working out? And I was like, it's just not my thing. I've never been into going to the gym. And he literally goes, look, sweat dries, blood clots, bones heal, suck it up, princess.
What?
Say that again. What did he say?
Sweat dries, blood clots, bones heal, suck it up, princess.
Oh, my gosh.
So he's basically like, get in the gym.
Did you
Quit being a crybaby.
That's awful. And so condescending.
What would you say to Scott if you could talk to him right now?
No.
I would say don't be a douchebag.
Simple. That's to the point.
Okay?
I
Hey,
like that.
Scott,
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
did you hear that?
Oh, gosh.
Abby, I should probably let you know that Scott's on the phone and just heard what you said.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
That sounded like a wounded little puppy.
Say hi to Scott, Abby.
Hey.
So that's how you feel about me, huh? That I'm a douche. That's it?
Oh, my God. This is so awkward. I didn't say douche. I don't think I called you a douche.
Yeah, you did.
Well, let me clarify. You didn't call me a douchebag. You just called me a douche.
Yeah, there was no bag in it.
Yeah, douchebag light. I guess.
Scott,
You were working out at the table.
yeah, were you actually doing that, Scott? That's kind of weird, man.
I was. I wasn't even thinking about when you went to the bathroom and I was doing those, to get a couple butt clench reps in.
Those are real?
she came and tapped me and told me, like, hey, what are you doing? And I immediately was like, oh, shoot. That's kind of like blew my cover, so I just told her what was going on. I mean, any other reason for me to be clenching my butt over and over again was probably worse.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, the workout thing's forgivable. What about princess?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody should work out. It's not just a you thing. It's like an everybody thing. You know, like everybody needs to, feel that exhilaration. You know what I mean? Like it just really kind of sets you off every day. So, I want that for you. And when I hear that you don't want that for yourself, I'm thinking, here's a girl who wants to be like pampered and like, all right, what am I, feed you grapes? Like,
You didn't pamper me though. You wouldn't even let me order anything that I wanted to order.
Wait, he was stopping you from ordering food?
Yes.
What?
I tried to get the spicy tuna roll thingy, and you were like, oh, it's fried. You shouldn't eat fried food. Go straight to your waist.
All right.
Dude, Scott.
it was just a suggestion. I didn't tell you had to do it. I'm not going to walk your hand through life.
It wasn't a suggestion. You specifically said, I'm not going to pay for this and contribute to obesity in America.
Scott,
Abby! How are you
If you're
still
going-
at the table?
You know what? No, I don't even appreciate this. She's blowing this up. She's getting all smoke because she's on the radio and people are laughing at her right now. There's no way I was this bad.
Abby, would you like to go out with Scott again? We will pay for a second date. We'll make sure it's on his cheat day where you can order whatever you want, and we'll tell him to make sure he goes to the gym beforehand so he's not doing exercises at the table.
I just can't, in my right mind, say yes to another date with him.
Thank God.
Oh, man.
He was awful.
I'm just not into that type of person, I'm not into that lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, that healthy lifestyle? Yeah, well, have fun living until you're 52.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
When I met you in the summer.
If you're just tuning in for the second date, we're talking with Clarissa, who went out with a guy named Matthew on a coffee date. She ended up liking him so much that she trusted him to take her to and pick her up from her wisdom teeth appointment.
That's a big
Questionable.
responsibility.
Yeah. So that happened, and afterwards, he's not calling her back.
He hasn't even texted her to check in and
No.
see if she's okay.
Now, Clarissa, I know that after you got your wisdom teeth out, you were on the anesthesia, you don't remember a lot, but is there anything that you do remember from it that might explain why he's avoiding you?
So I have like a very blurry memory of me possibly drooling on him.
Okay.
That's okay.
I mean,
though.
that's fine.
It's expected,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Right.
Well, I had my wisdom teeth taken out. It seems kind of typical.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens to everybody.
Yeah. But I think I also I'm not sure, but maybe I tried to kiss him too. I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think also okay. I mean, what is this guy expecting when he's going to pick somebody up from wisdom
I agree with
teeth?
Brooke.
Thank
He has
you.
a
Yeah.
bloody mouth full of gauze.
Yeah.
It's not a good time for the first
He
kiss.
should be flattered.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's nasty.
Okay,
a
guys.
vampire?
I know.
What
That's a
does he
little.
want? Like, the whole reson people pick you up from the dentist is just so they can videotape
you?
you and go viral. Like, they know you're going to do something crazy and weird.
Wow. Okay, bro.
I'm just
You're a good
saying.
friend, Brooke.
Thank you,
very
Alexis.
I mean, it could be a lot for a guy to handle the second time that you interact with someone. That's all we're saying. But let's find out, okay? We'll see what he's thinking. We're going to call Matthew right now. You ready, Clarissa?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to dial the number. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Matthew?
Yeah?
Hi, I'm calling from Dr. Sherman's office.
Oh, my God.
You picked up a female patient of ours recently, and while you were in the lobby, our receptionist said she saw you steal a handful of pens.
Jeffrey, stop
We
it.
would like those back, please.
You're from a doctor's office?
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you remember
Okay,
this.
All right. Well, Jeffrey, you need to come clean.
I got to be honest, I wasn't
Here.
expecting him to answer that.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. That was me.
Sorry, Matthew. I'm not really calling from the dentist. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. I'm doing something called a second date.
Okay.
Somehow this just got weirder.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the way that works is if you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll get in contact with them for you to try and figure out what went wrong. And so you recently went out with a woman named Clarissa.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, Clarissa emailed us because she says that she had a great time with you and really likes you and really appreciates that you would take her home after she got oral surgery, and she's hoping that she can see you again.
I don't think it's the best idea that we go out. I don't know what you guys know. Did she tell you what happened?
She told us that you picked her up. I mean, you guys went on a date first. You went and got coffee. She told us about that and had a great time. And she said she really thought that you were handsome and that there was a connection.
Yeah, I mean, we had a nice time, and she seemed great, but when I went to pick her up, she was drugged, obviously, after the surgery. And the whole way home, she was just saying crazy stuff, and I don't know. I just don't know if it's the best idea if we see each other again.
Okay.
That's what we kind of thought, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what could she have said? She was drugged up. You knew she was.
Yeah, what'd you expect?
Clarissa doesn't remember pretty much anything that happened during the ride home. So could you maybe explain a little bit?
This is really embarrassing, but while I was driving the whole way home, she kept making jokes about my height.
Are you wait?
Super tall, or are you
Is that an issue for you? Like an area of where you're self-conscious?
I'm 5'7". I'm not that short. I'm taller than she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And normally I wouldn't necessarily care, but she was relentless about it. She was making jokes about it, like the entire way home.
What was she saying?
You're so tiny. You're like my tiny little Uber driver.
Drugged. It wasn't really her. I mean, anesthesia is different than alcohol, right? With alcohol, I feel like you're still yourself. Anesthesia, you become who knows what your brain is doing.
Yeah, can't you give her a break for that?
I mean, she said I needed a booster seat.
Okay.
Come on.
Like an Uber in one of those little smart cars.
Yeah.
Dude, she's obviously attracted to you. She told us again and again how handsome you are, how excited she was about going out with you.
Now I know how that 4-year-old nephew hit you in the nose because you guys are the same height.
Look down on you.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Matthew.
He does not think it's funny.
I know.
That's
I'm
why he's
sorry.
not
I don't
calling
mean
her
to pile
back.
on.
We tell jokes on this show, just so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I was surprised, I guess, just because I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, but she just kept going. She went the whole time, basically the whole way home. She was singing the Oompa Loompa song to me when I tried to bring her in the house.
Oh, my God.
Brutal.
Oh my God.
Did you happen to catch any of this on video, perchance?
I didn't. I was the only one there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if it had been on video, that would have been the end of me. That would have been like a viral video about how tiny I am.
Oh, buddy. I mean, here's the thing. You have met her. We've only talked to her for a little bit. And even in that time, she seems like a lovely person who would never purposely hurt someone's feelings.
I don't know. She's a height shamer.
Yeah,
I mean, aren't all women? I care.
Actually,
I mean,
that is a thing. Women are like 6 foot or above.
Exactly.
Right?
You just kind of have to take it and accept it. But you're okay.
Dude, some of the hottest guys I've dated were short because they're not taken by the tall ones that look like supermodels.
I'm not that short. I'm 5'7". I don't know why you guys have
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
right. That's
Okay.
barely below average, I think.
Yeah,
Barely.
Below 6 foot.
Well,
No.
look, Matthew, don't you want to at least give Clarissa a chance to explain herself a little bit?
I don't think it would matter. It was clearly on her mind. She obviously thinks it, so it was just coming out. You know, it's like the truth comes out when you're drunk. I think it's probably like the same type of thing.
I was thinking the same.
No,
man.
it is
Maybe this
not
what
the
she
same.
thinks
People
deep down.
No,
Okay.
people see like little green aliens when they're coming off of their wisdom teeth. Like it's not because they really believe in little green aliens.
I know, but there was no green alien. She was very accurate.
I
Well,
don't know. Give
I'm-
her a chance.
I'm not on anesthesia right now, but the truth is about to come out because
Oh.
I'm about to tell you, Matthew, that Clarissa's been on the other line listening and she wants to talk to you.
Oh, my God.
I am so sorry. I cannot even apologize enough. I am so sorry. I don't think you're short. I think you're like a short guy, but like I don't think you're short, like too short. You know, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so sorry I did all of that. That is so mean of me.
You called me a hobbit 4 times.
I did not. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God, Clarissa, you were a bully.
I didn't know what I was saying. I was drugged up.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, but deep down, you must have had an issue with it because it's the only thing you talked about.
I would be lying if I said it wasn't on my mind, but it's not like a deal breaker at all.
It just sounds like, Matthew, I think she's being honest. She doesn't care about your height. I mean, it's something that she noticed. Just like I'm sure there was some sort of something that you noticed about her that she was probably self-conscious about. Like, don't let your own insecurities stand in the way of somebody that you think is cool.
Yeah, she sounds really sweet. She's not a height supremacist.
Is that a real term?
Oh, it is now.
Yeah, we just made it up. What do you say, Matthew? I mean, she's obviously very, very remorseful about what happened and doesn't feel that way about you, really wants to get to know you. And with that said, would you be willing to give her another shot? Because we'll pay for you guys to go out on one more date.
You're not sending us to an amusement park where I'll be too short for the ride.
Look at you, Matthew, coming with
There
the
we
jokes.
go.
I like
There's
it.
the sense of humor.
Yeah.
What do you say? One more date on us.
One more date on you guys, and she wears flats.
Hey, there we go.
What do you think, Clarissa?
I love flats. They're super comfy.
All right. Now, Clarissa, sing us out. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee. No?
Oh, my
No?
God.
Okay. A girl named Clarissa emailed us for a second date saying that she went out with a guy about a month ago.
Okay.
And now she's finally ready to get back in touch with him.
After a month?
Yeah, I don't know why she would wait a whole month. Either she's playing the really, really slow game.
Yeah, I've heard of the month rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or two, she's superstitious and only wants to talk to him on the 13th of every month. Just to be safe. I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, my God.
Clarissa, is that true?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good witch name, for sure.
Clarissa, boy, let's travel. You're on a broomstick, Clarissa?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, no, she regrets
I'm
calling
going to
in.
go.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it in just a second. But first, Clarissa, tell us about the guy that you want us to call today. What's his name?
His name's Matthew.
Okay.
And we met on Coffee Meets Bagel a month ago.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah, they were on Shark Tank.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's that one about again? What's that dating app about?
So it's like a normal dating app, except you have to pay for a subscription. So I've been on a lot of the free ones, and I thought that if I paid for a subscription, I'd find like better quality guys, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
It is true. You pay like $5 a month, and boom, a whole new world of dating opens up. I hear. I can't.
Yeah, you've never done it.
Not tried it.
You're not swiping on Jose on Coffee Meets Bagel.
That makes sense, because if the guy's willing to pay to meet, then he must at least have a job.
Yeah, and serious.
Or
Or
trust
just,
fund.
invest. I was thinking more invested in the process, right? Like you're taking it more seriously, like Jose said.
Rather than Tinder, where you're just trying to hook up with people.
So what was that like when you hit up Matthew? I mean, did you contact him first?
I did. What stood out to me about Matthew is that, first of all, he's really handsome. Like, not in a conventional way, which is something that I love, I guess.
Unconventionally handsome?
So he's ugly.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying that.
Not at all. He has this really cute crooked nose that I find so endearing.
Okay.
I
thought for sure she was going to say super old. Because handsome and old people go together. I usually say hot, but, you know.
Sounds like he has like a prominent bridge.
Yeah.
So what did you and Matthew do?
So we went out to coffee.
Oh.
Hence Coffee Meets Bagel. Yeah.
Is that a requirement of the website that you have to get coffee?
Stick with the theme.
And you have to eat bagels on the first date?
Partnership with like Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I love coffee. So I was really happy that we decided to go out. And also I felt kind of like safer going out during the day, if that makes any sense, because there's a way for you to get to know the person better.
I think it's always so brave to go on a first date with someone you don't know without alcohol.
Yeah,
I do.
That alone.
Like, I don't think I could do it, man. I'm always really impressed.
Even if it's a breakfast date, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We're taking
mimosas
shots
or
or
something.
mimosas.
So how did coffee with Matthew go?
It went really well. He told me about what happened to his nose, and apparently it got broken because his 4-year-old nephew punched him.
Oh,
Okay.
So your future boyfriend got beat up by a child, and that's cool.
But like super cute.
Super cute, or it says a lot about his family dynamic. But okay.
He's like, so I punched him back.
Yeah.
He punched the baby. No.
No.
So anyway, so I told him that I was going to get my wisdom teeth taken out the following week. And, that I was really nervous about it. And he offered to drive me there and pick me up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great.
Wait, you agree? You felt not safe enough to go get a drink at night with this man, but you're going to let him pick you up when you're in a state where you don't remember anything?
Well, you just talked about how you don't like being sober on first dates, Brooke, so she's just following your lead.
I know, but we went from 0 to 120 miles per hour.
Okay.
So wait, did he actually do it? Did he take you to your wisdom teeth appointment?
Yes. So he drove me there the following week and picked me up, I think.
Have you never seen a YouTube video of people after they get their wisdom teeth?
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
But a baby punched him, so she probably cried while she was drugged.
Good point, Alexis.
No, but you always say something stupid after you get your wisdom teeth out.
I know. I just needed someone. He honestly was the only person available.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But it was really sweet. I got there fine. I know he picked me up, but I don't know what happened after or how I got home.
Oh, God. Oh, my
I hope
God.
it was by him, but of course you don't. Wait, you haven't heard from him since then?
So you did something while you were high.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I texted him after just being like, thanks so much, for getting me home.
Yeah.
I hope everything was okay and I didn't do anything weird or whatever. And he just never got back to me, and that's been a month ago.
That's it.
Oh, no.
You said something, you did something.
Yeah, but it's forgivable. I mean, it's not like this guy doesn't know she was under anesthesia for
Right.
wisdom
True.
teeth.
I don't know. She could have the truth serum and it said some really
No.
offensive stuff.
I don't know.
Mhm.
But props to you for going a whole month without texting him. I couldn't do that.
I'm interested to know what you did or said while you were high on anesthesia. So, yeah, I think we all are. Let's play a song. We'll come back and we'll call Matthew and we'll try and get you your second date. Okay, Clarissa?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of times in life, you get caught up in the moment, and then you do something. Later on, you think about it and you go, I'm a dumbass. I probably should not have done that. Nathan is on the phone with us right now for a second date update, and that's sort of what happened on his date. Nathan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, but
Good.
you're exactly right.
Thank you for your email. Appreciate it. We'll let you kind of explain the story of what happened. I thought it was hilarious, actually, just picturing what you said in your email. But first of all, how did you meet the girl that you want us to call today? Her name is Maggie?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you meet Maggie?
I met her on OkCupid. I know, sometimes that's just people look at that as a hookup site, but I figured that she was worth, getting to know a little bit.
All right. So normally you hook up with all the other girls that you meet there, but this one was special.
Yeah.
You liked Maggie. How long you guys chatted for a couple weeks and then decided to go out?
Yeah, we set up a date for a dinner date.
And what'd you do at your dinner date? Where'd you go?
We went to this really great restaurant that I wanted to try. It had just a great water view.
Oh, fancy.
I called ahead to let them know if I could reserve one of the best seats, with the best view right by the water.
And they gave that to you?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have to drop a name or anything else? 'Cause next time, if you're having a problem with that, I will allow you to drop Jose's name. You can do that. all
They
you
will
want.
seat you by the back, by
Yeah.
the kitchen.
So you got the table that you wanted by the water. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you were still excited about this date because everything had panned out in person, right? She didn't turn out to be someone who, I don't know, looked more like Jabba the Hutt or something.
No, exactly. She looked like her photo, which is rare.
It's impressive, yeah. And how was dinner?
Dinner was great. The conversation went well. The food was good.
Tell us about the part that you think is the reason that you might not be getting a call back today.
It's so embarrassing. And again, I thought of this after the date. I was trying to figure out, just sort of playing it through in my head and realized that we're having conversation And, you know, I'm looking at her and taking her in and sort of looking at her face. And I noticed...
That's a good place to look.
Yeah, exactly. And I noticed that her earlobes are really not, just are like sort of barely connected. You know, some people have those earlobes that are...
Yeah, some people's earlobes go like straight into their cheek,
yeah.
and then the other ones kind of have like a big lobe on it.
It's genetic.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such a silly thing, but I was just caught up in it. And hers like really kind of dangle, you know, and she had kind of big earrings on, and I thought they were cute. It was just me like getting caught up in it, and we were talking, and I thought they were cute. And I reached across the table, and I played with her earlobe.
Yeah, that is going to be so weird
Nathan.
on a first date, Nathan, to just like, while she's talking, were you guys touching it all before you played with her earlobe? Okay. That's what I wanted, and that's what I wanted to know, because when you put it in your email, I was like, okay, if they were holding hands or something before, maybe I could see it. But if she's just in mid-conversation and you slowly, this is how I picture it, Nathan, slowly reach across the table while gazing into her eye and then just start flicking her earlobe. That's going to be weird.
It may have been even worse than that. I mean, it wasn't even like we were gazing. She was in the middle of a conversation. She was in the middle of telling me something.
Poor man.
Did you caress them? I mean, what did you do with the earlobe?
No, it wasn't a caress. It was more like, it was intriguing, like to see.
Oh my God.
What was her reaction, like, immediately?
She flinched. I mean, it was it was inappropriate of me.
Did she stop talking after that, or did she just like kind of look at you like, what did you just do?
Yeah, she did kind of like can I help you kind of a thing. And then I just started talking, and I was, like you were saying, it was genetic, and I was saying, well, everyone in my family are attached, and I just, you know,
So you started talking about her earlobe after you played with it.
Exactly.
All right. You know what? I don't even know if there's a move you could have done to make that better. If you would have just been like, sorry, I thought you had nice lobes. Or you go, hey, this is why I did that. How did the rest of the evening go after that happened?
I mean, that didn't seem to ruin anything. We continued on, but then looking back, you know, I asked her if she wanted dessert. This place they bring out a beautiful dessert selection you can pick from. And she was like, no, I'm not hungry, you know, so that's a sign. And then at the end of the date, I walked her to her door, and I would have wanted to go in for the kiss, and then it didn't feel right, so I gave her a hug. And
You should have given her one last flick on the earlobe for the road. So you went in for a hug, and at the end of the night, did she say that she wanted to see you again?
I said, I'd love to do something like this sometime, you know, can I give you a call? And she said, sure, but, you know, then I think it speaks more that I haven't been able to get in touch with her for the last 2 weeks. I've, you know, sent her a text here and there, and I haven't really
You haven't gotten anything back at all?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, see if we can get her on the phone, see if we can get her to press those beautiful earlobes up to the phone and answer. And we'll get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Nathan?
Yeah.
I think I figured out what the problem is with the date that you went on.
All right.
Nathan wants us to call this girl named Maggie on their date. Nathan got a little wrapped up in the moment, noticed her earlobes, and did something that he knows is weird. He reached over and started playing with her earlobe. And it set a really weird theme for the rest of the date because that's an awkward thing to do. But Nathan, I think I figured out the problem. It's not the fact that you played with her earlobe. It's the fact that you didn't play with her earlobe enough. Everybody in here knows, Nathan, as soon as you go for the ear on a lady, you got to go all the way.
Yeah, right?
And you know what I mean by that, Nathan.
Yeah, I didn't commit.
Yeah, you didn't commit all the way.
Did you only play with one side? Maybe you should have gone for two.
Yeah, don't be a lobe tease.
Yeah. Nobody likes a lobe tease. Very good point, Jose. All right, Nathan, we're about to give Maggie a call and see if the earlobe fiasco killed your chances at a second date. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to call her right now.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Maggie, please?
Hi, this is Maggie.
Maggie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Sorry, can I help you with something?
You recently went out on a date with one of our listeners. but you're not calling him back. So he emailed us to give you a call and find out if he did something wrong on the date. Now, the guy that wanted us to call you today knows that he did something a little strange on your date. His name is Nathan.
Okay.
Nathan says that he's tried to text you a few times since your date.
And so he called a radio station?
Yes. So he called us to see if we could get you on the phone, since you're not answering his phone calls, and ask you why.
Seriously?
Yes. Is it because he played with your earlobe on the date? He told us about it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he told us all about your date. He said that he met you on OkCupid, and he liked you a lot, thought you guys were getting on very nicely, until in the middle of dinner, he reached over and played with your earlobe. I'm assuming that's probably the issue.
The earlobe thing was definitely part of it.
Part of it. That's not the entirety of it.
Oh, no.
Because as soon as, Maggie, if I was on a date with someone and they reached across and just started jiggling my earlobe back and forth while I was talking, if they were hot, there'd be a second date. But maybe, but most people would not want to call anybody back after that. I assumed that it was just the earlobe. What else did you not think was so great about Nathan?
It seems like he's not somebody who goes out on dates a lot.
Was he just really awkward, like the earlobe thing, and maybe
the earlobe thing was a little inappropriate, but he also he kept making like really out of date pop culture references.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna just jump in and defend it right now. Woo woo is fine.
No, Brooke.
That's not. What do you mean? What do you mean out of date pop culture references?
Well, it kind of seemed like he went out and memorized a bunch of stuff that he thought would be like relevant to like have a conversation. Like at one point he was like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear that Katie Holmes broke up with Tom Cruise?"
No, stop it.
Did he really say that?
Was he joking?
That happened.
He did, and I was like, yeah, that happened a while ago, and he's like, "Oh, really?" Because it's so shocking.
That's like something that happened like 10 years ago. It feels like.
Yeah, and he made a reference at one point. He's like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen this new music video, Dogman Style?"
Dogman Style? He was trying to talk about Gangnam Style, which was also not very relevant.
Yeah.
How did this come up in conversation? Were you guys talking about pop culture type things? And
No, that's why it kind of felt like he memorized a bunch of stuff or something, because it was like these little tidbits that he would kind of just like throw into the conversation. And so
you'd be talking about something completely different. He would just kind of spout off like, "I know this pop culture fact."
Right?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It's like going on pop-up video. But
Which is also not a relevant reference.
Yeah.
I don't think that show has been on the air in about 15 years.
Did you?
Yeah, so that obviously felt like he must have been a little weird.
I mean, he seemed really sweet, and I felt really bad, and I didn't think it would benefit anybody to like tell him I didn't want to see him.
Aren't you kind of curious, though, why the out-of-date pop culture references during your date?
I just figured he was really nervous, and you know.
Aren't you curious about the earlobe play that you got? Wouldn't you want to hear?
I kind of just chalked it up to him being nervous. So
don't you want to hear the reasoning behind any of that?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but not enough to want to hurt his feelings. I figured, just not calling him back was.
Well, I know how to get your answer, though. You said maybe you'd like to hear the reasoning on that. I can get you an answer because he's on the phone right now listening.
Yeah.
Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Why didn't nobody tell me this?
I forgot.
Look, Maggie, I'm glad I got to hear what you had to say. And I wanted to make a good impression. And I was nervous. I'm sorry I'm not, Mr. Pop Culture. But men and women like different things. And I have to admit I did a little online research before the date.
Nathan, I don't think that she's Miss Pop Culture like you were thinking. Okay, and men and women are different. That's true. But did you just start reading things online to...
Well, I know that the video didn't just come out, but I don't know how you pronounce that word. I'm
Gangnam
sorry.
Style.
Okay, all right, whatever it is, and it's still the most watched video on YouTube.
It's true. It still is.
So that's relatable. I was trying to, and Tom Cruise has a new movie coming out, and so
all right.
Well, people like Tom Cruise movies. And
But Nathan, don't you think she'd want to hear about your hobbies or talk about your interests? I mean, you're interesting people. You could talk about that.
Aren't you supposed to relate to people?
But again,
but you just kind of like to see if you guys naturally get along.
I have to say something really quickly. I mean, I'm actually a little offended that you think that all girls are just kind of really into pop culture because, I'm the kind of person that, like, to relax, I watch, like, documentaries and I go to artsy foreign films and stuff, and the fact that you would sort of assume that the way to all women's heart is by People magazine that actually is kind of offensive to me.
I'm casting a broad net. We're just trying to find anything relatable.
That wasn't casting a broad net. That was trying to impress me with a very limited frame of reference.
Well, Maggie, at least he put effort into it. He tried, he read, he prepared. Like, girls are on guys a lot of times for not putting enough effort in.
Well, but I would have preferred for him to put effort in getting to know me. I mean, I was asking him a lot of questions about him. I didn't feel like I needed to go bone up on football and Playboy to impress him.
Nice. Should have.
But I wouldn't have been offended if we talked about who won the World Series 2 years ago.
Or if you talked about Playboy the entire game.
Nathan's like, why are you reading up on guy stuff, huh? Trying to. Who do you think you are?
Look, Maggie, I was just nervous, all right? I would like to get to know you. And I would love if you made a suggestion for a second date, whatever kind of thing appeals to you.
Beauty salon or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, there's just... Truth be told, I might have just chalked the first one up to nerves and tried it again, but after this conversation, I really have no desire to.
Really? But I think that everything Nathan has said to you is kind of nice. I mean, he did not apologize for the earlobe thing yet, but I guess that was not the biggest issue with you. I mean, it just sounds like Nathan was nervous.
Yeah. I think I was most nervous because we had such a good rapport back and forth to set the date up. That's what got me nervous for the date, is because I thought that was going so well.
Okay. Maggie.
Well, let me ask Nathan, let me ask you a question and then I'll decide. Other than the fact I'm assuming that you find me somewhat attractive or you wouldn't really want to go on another date with me, what is it about me that makes you want to go on another date?
Well, I mean, first attraction is important. And you're passionate. I did like that you talked about things passionately, that you do seem intelligent and well-read.
Maggie, would you like
What did I seem passionate about specifically?
I'm going to try not to let it get there. Maggie, will you go out on a second date with Nathan? We will pay for it, and Nathan can tell you in person what he likes about you and what he thinks is good about your passion and whatever.
I promise. It's just going to be you and I talking about you and I. I won't watch any Housewives episodes and I promise I won't flick your earlobe.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Nathan, you do seem like a nice person, and I understand what it's like being really nervous on a first date, so I will go out on another date with you if we can agree to just not try to impress and just really try to legitimately get to know each other. No pressure or anything.
All right. Yeah, all right. Sweet.
That sounds great. And I won't be so awkward next time. I promise.
It's okay. I understand what that's like, so it's all right.
We got you guys a second date. Maggie, thank you for being understanding. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it. Nathan?
Yeah?
You are right. I can hear through the phone that Maggie has fabulous earlobes. I can hear it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
We got an email into the show that said, if I had to describe my date in one word, it would be awkward.
Okay. I mean, this is right up our alley.
I didn't even have to read anymore after
Yeah.
that. I was like, yes, I'm tired of hearing about gushy romantic dates from people. Let's just call this train wreck. Give us a real challenge. And that's the story of how Aaron got on the phone with us today. Aaron, thanks for being with us, you little dumpster fire, you.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, is it? Aaron, I never understand. If your date is described as awkward, why do you want to call this person?
I need like a restart, like a redo.
Oh, it's your fault. I hear what you're saying. It's your fault it was awkward.
That's what all the train wrecks say. Wish we could just do this over again.
To be honest, it really wasn't like my fault, her fault. It just was a really, really bad situation.
Ooh. Now I'm dying to know.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what happened. First, start with the girl. What's her name?
Okay, so her name's Monica.
Okay, where'd you meet her?
I just met her off a dating app.
Okay.
Okay. What'd you guys do?
Yeah, it was just like a normal coffee date, and to be honest, it just really ended up to be messed up. It sucked.
Coffee dates are like the safest dates you can have. They're not very long.
No, but if they get your drink wrong, train wreck.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean-
2 pumps of vanilla instead of 4.
Oh, I'm never calling her again.
You can add a little something extra to that coffee. Pour a little something in, make it a little extra fun. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
No?
Oh, you're talking about alcohol.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Okay.
I thought that was sly.
This is what happened, guys. This is what happened. I had no control over this at all. Most awkward thing ever to happen to me in my life on a date.
Okay.
Ooh,
What was it?
Hear.
Take a girl to a coffee shop thinking safe coffee date, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
End up getting there, do the window, and who do I see? My ex-girlfriend works at the coffee shop.
Oh, no.
You honestly had no idea?
Dude, I didn't know anything about this. Trust me. My heart drops, butterflies. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is insane. This is really happening.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I try to play it off, okay? I really just try to keep it cool. I pay for our drinks. We sit down. We wait for our drinks, right? She's kind of looking at us, and then I'm kind of looking, but then I'm trying to participate in this date, but I'm totally distracted by this other situation that just arose.
So, hold on. Did you tell your date about the fact that your ex is working as a...
No, I'm just meeting this person for pretty much the first time ever. If I do that, it'd be like red flags. I'd probably never, ever see this.
Well, and your ex is pissed. Your ex is also mad at you at this point.
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated myself because I'm caught in this limbo. But look, I try to play it cool, whatever. Anyways, she comes and brings the coffee to us.
Oh, yeah, she does.
I was going to be like, did she not notice you?
If I was in this situation, I was at work, I would have my coworker, hey, I'm in a situation, I see my ex.
She just wanted the extra tip for good service, probably.
Yeah. She goes off not only to do this, but then starts letting me know about where she's at in life. Why she took on this job. And just starts going off, and then the whole time that my ex is just ranting, I'm just I'm looking at Monica. Monica's looking at me. I'm looking at my ex. Everyone's kind of looking. I don't even know what to do.
I mean, at this point, Monica knows that this is your ex, right? Is Monica pissed?
I mean, she was understanding, but it was just weird,
Did she believe you that you didn't know that the ex worked there?
I hope.
I wouldn't believe you.
I wouldn't either.
Would you believe him?
No, I wouldn't believe him.
Because if I was you, Aaron, and I had seen my ex in the coffee shop, I would have been like, oh, hey, by the way, maybe we should go across the street to the other coffee shop instead of sitting down.
You're right. I should have just totally left. Yeah.
Or just hey, my stomach hurts. I don't want coffee. Let's go for a walk. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, after the situation had happened where she dropped off the drinks and I explained the situation to Monica, I asked her if she felt comfortable and wanted to leave, and she said, no, it's okay, we can stay. So
how much longer were you there with Monica?
We were there for probably 20, 30 minutes, to be honest. And we moved to outside to give some personal space, from my ex. But I could just see her, I could feel her energy. I can see her looking at me, man. It's like the neighborhood watch,
Yeah.
Oh my God, you cannot blame her for this one. I would totally
do that.
staring.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Oh, this is such bad timing.
And Aaron,
oh my God.
I have something else that I need to tell you.
Uh-oh.
Your ex is actually in the room with us right now. She wants to talk with you. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just playing around. We're going to play a song.
Okay, cool, because I just kind of want to move forward in my life, not go back.
Well, let's do that. We'll play a song, we'll come back, and we'll call your date Monica for you, and we'll try and get you your second date update, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Hey, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, we've got a guy named Aaron on the phone, and I gotta say, I am so proud of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
We haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
No, we did.
What?
We made it through a whole part one about a coffee date and didn't make a single coffee pun.
Well, why would we?
That's just what we do, I feel
Oh,
like.
okay.
Do you know how many puns we could have made in that first part?
I mean, it's
Not
grounds,
a latte?
It's grounds.
Yeah, a whole latte.
No.
A whole lot of puns. But, okay, we've ruined it now.
Okay.
Yeah, we all tried to say one at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how bad.
We're not very good at our jobs.
No, we're not.
So maybe we should just talk to Aaron.
We should talk or we should vent, hey?
Okay.
Aaron?
Let's
Okay.
stop.
It's officially the worst second date ever. I'm sorry, Aaron.
That's your fault, Jeffrey. I
Yeah.
want you to take the blame for that, and I want you to apologize to everyone.
I do. But if you're just tuning in and you missed the first part, Aaron took out a girl named Monica to a coffee date. And the really awkward thing about it was that Aaron's ex-girlfriend worked as a barista there. He claims he didn't know that beforehand. But she even delivered them their food and their drinks, told them about why she was working as a barista there. It got really awkward really quick.
Aaron, what do you think your biggest mistake was here?
To be honest, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I did wrong.
Too many things.
I would say walking through the door when you saw your ex was inside. Yeah.
Now I got this tainted narrative where people think I'm a player or something.
No, no one thinks that. They just think you're an idiot.
I think you're a player, bro.
I was just trying to live a life and go on a nice, healthy date. That's it.
All right,
All right.
Aaron, I feel you.
All right, playa, let's
You'll
call
get
this
playa.
girl for you and see if we can get you a second date, okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Let's dial the number right now. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Monica, please?
this is her.
Hi, Monica. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
I'm sorry, you're what?
I'm a radio host.
Show some respect.
Yeah. And I host the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
He's also a sassy pants.
Yeah, he's all sassy.
Okay, are you sure you meant to call me? I don't know, I'm at work.
You don't listen to our show, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
we meant to call you.
Yeah. We're doing something called a second date update. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if the person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to try and figure out the reason why.
Okay.
And so somebody emailed us about you recently. His name's Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you remember Aaron?
How could you forget Aaron?
I don't know.
So Aaron told us that he took you out on a date recently. He admits didn't go quite the way that he saw it going, but he really had a good time with you and is hoping to see you again.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It was kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah, I mean, what he really wants is a redo of the date because he said that when he went there, his ex happened to be working as a barista, something that he didn't know going into this.
Do you believe him that he didn't know that his ex was working there?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't think he intentionally took me there, but he got there before me, so, there's no possible way that he could have not seen her, and, I don't understand why we stayed there. You know what I mean? We could have gone anywhere else.
Yeah,
totally.
But she was wearing a different outfit, so maybe it blended into the background where he didn't notice.
I just think that he made it.
No, I agree. You don't walk into a coffee shop and look at every single employee and
No,
Yeah.
their face.
You just see green
guys,
apron, green apron, green apron, and it kind of blends in.
No, if it's your ex.
Yeah, when an ex is out, it's like a beacon,
A
okay?
fit
It's like
sense.
you're
Tingling.
a moth, and then the ex is the light, and you go to the ex no matter what. It's
Oh.
the first thing you see no
Okay.
matter what.
Well, I think that's some
No,
personal issues
it's
that
not.
you guys
I'm
have.
telling you.
Anyway.
Monica will back me too.
Let's bring it back to the date. So Monica, are you telling us that was the problem for your date, that you were turned off because his ex was there?
Awkward doesn't even begin to describe how weird it was.
Right.
It was she made the point to come over. She, brought us our drinks. and she kind of just like leaned like really hard into him and kind of just like went off.
The thing is, Aaron told us all that he's aware that all that happened, and he's really remorseful. Wish that it never happened.
That part's true.
So-
I mean, he wanted to crawl under the table, I think, and just curl up in a ball.
Could you give him the benefit of the doubt there?
I mean, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
After this all happened, I felt like it was really weird and that there was something kind of missing, or I don't know. I felt like I had to kind of go back, and I ended up talking to his ex.
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, something missing, like she forgot to put sugar into the coffee?
Hold up. No. You went back to the coffee shop and talked to the ex?
What?
Well, it was so weird because you could tell that like she wasn't over him, and that, you know, like just, and
But why would you even put energy into that? I mean, what possibly could you talk to her about?
I mean, I just wanted to kind of hear her side of everything, and I didn't know if I was reading it wrong, and so I wanted to make sure, because if I was going to go out with him again, I didn't want to get in the way of something if there's the potential that they might get back together.
Are you playing like relationship counselor to them? Like, what did you say to her?
No.
I mean, you know, we ended up talking, and she just, you know, she really, really misses him, and it just, you know, she was telling me about all these really romantic interactions that they had together, and it was a lot. And
What the hell is going on? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
Oh, hold on.
Are you nuts?
Yeah, hold on, Aaron.
I don't even like my ex-girlfriend. That's why she's my
Hold
ex.
on, Aaron. Hold on. Monica, I needed to tell you that
Crazy.
Aaron's been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that you said. Aaron, you're supposed to wait till we call you in.
Yeah, it's an organized thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That has to be the most
my God.
craziest thing that's happened to me in my life.
Okay, wait.
You think that I'm the crazy one? What are you even talking about?
You are out of your mind, girl. You're gnarly.
Wait, Aaron, you think she's crazy for going to talk to the ex at the coffee shop where you had your first date?
I would never do that to somebody. I would never do that.
No, wait, she likes you. So if she really likes you, she has an opportunity to make sure you're a cool guy.
Aaron, you're the one that introduced her to your ex.
By accident.
No, what do you mean introduce? She just ended up being at the coffee shop. I didn't introduce. What?
Monica, what are you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I think the fact that he's calling me crazy when this whole entire scenario was his fault is ridiculous. And I don't think I'm being crazy, because I think that it's kind of a girl code thing. Like, I'm not going to get in the middle of two people that, you know, have the potential of getting back together.
What do you mean, girl code? I'm not with her anymore. I'm hanging out with you. Like,
Dude,
like
you
a real girl.
to her work. What do you want me to say? Like, you
Gnarly.
saw her, and then we still continued to have a date there in front of her.
Thank you for telling me that. I don't want to go out on a date.
Okay,
I don't have
so-
to. I
wait.
Aaron, we're
Hold
not there
on.
yet. Hold on.
So wait, Monica, are you still talking to Aaron's ex?
Oh, God.
No, I'm not talking to her right now, but obviously, like, we've been texting. Like, it's...
Are you nuts?
What are you guys talking about?
We're just talking about Aaron and, like, how amazing and beautiful their relationship was together, and how it could still be amazing if they decided to move forward. Like, you know, it's really... My heart goes out to her. It's never... You know, she's obviously not over him.
Oh, but he's over her.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron is interested anymore. I feel like you're kind of gaslighting her, giving her hope where there's not hope.
I mean, I'm just listening. You know, I'm being a sounding board for her, and she's just kind of talking through stuff with me, and that's fine with me.
Okay.
Can I have any say in my love life here? I mean, this sounds kooky.
No. You're not allowed to do that, Aaron.
Crazy.
Hey, we're trying to talk about your love life now, so be quiet.
Yeah.
I mean,
You both sound a little cuckoo, but sometimes that works out.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Aaron, I mean, do you have any lasting feelings for your ex?
No, and now knowing this girl sounds like, I think you guys should hang out.
Oh, that's a great idea. Actually, you know what, Aaron? I would like to offer you and Monica and your ex to go out on another date.
A three-way date.
We'll pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a great coffee shop.
There we go.
Come on,
Monica's on board.
You know, taking you to that coffee shop, knowing that you went back to talk to my ex, now being on the radio, this has to be by far now the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
I'm glad we could do that for you,
You're
Aaron.
welcome. We're memorable.
Yeah.
Wow, Aaron, you really do make bad decisions, don't you?
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Weekdays 6 till 10.
1049 Virgin Radio. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Doors. When one closes, another one opens.
Oh my gosh, you are so inspirational today.
Unless you can't figure out how to open that door, and then you stand there outside of the Starbucks for 15 minutes trying to pull it when it's a push door, and everybody's laughing at you, so you just sit down on the sidewalk and cry for an hour while everybody points and makes fun of the idiot who can't read how to open the door correctly.
Wow, and all you wanted was a latte.
We've all learned that lesson in life. And so has Luke, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. He actually met the girl that he wants to call today because he couldn't figure out how to open a door.
No, Luke.
That's right.
What's up, Luke?
What up?
Were you crying outside of a Starbucks like Jubal said?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Oh man. Really? So she must go after the smart guys, is what you're saying.
Well, I wasn't smarter than the door that day, but at least I was able to meet a girl out of it.
There you go.
So how does that work?
Well, I thought I was going into this building for a job interview, but I'm yanking on the door and the damn thing won't open.
I can still hear the frustration in your voice.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So I'm about to give up, and this beautiful girl on the other side of the door asked me if she can help me, and I'm like, yeah, can you punch a code or something to let me in? I'm late for my interview. She pushes the door open and says, there's no code. Just open the door properly.
So you were supposed to just pull on the door and you were pushing on it for how long?
It must have been 30 seconds at least.
Oh.
So she comes over, she opens the door for me, kind of laugh about it, and it was an opportunity to strike up a conversation.
All right.
And I assume that went well because you eventually went out with this girl.
That's right. Yeah, she, well, you know what? She pointed me the direction of the elevator, which was nice. And
she pressed the button for you, too? Like, here, let me show you how this works.
I could figure that part out.
How did you go from her opening the door for you to eventually going on a date with her?
So our conversation went from the door to the fact that she actually works at the business that I was trying to get a job at. So I kind of asked her for a little bit of advice, who to talk to, who to schmooze. And I really felt like we had a connection, and she was hooking me up. So I wanted to hook her up. I asked her out for a drink.
Right there before your interview?
Yeah, I did, man. I mean,
Wow.
she was hot and helpful and sweet. You know, I had to ask her out for a drink.
Okay, and she obviously said yes, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. We got to go out on a date, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Well, what'd you do?
We went out to a bar, and we had a few drinks, listened to some music.
Okay, I would call that a date. You said that's, if you want to call it a date, I would definitely call that a date.
Yeah. I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah, I'll call it it was a date. I mean, it was a hot date.
Wow.
So you went out for drinks, listened to some music. How was everything with her? Was it a good time? Do you think she enjoyed herself?
Well, judging by the smile on her face and a little bit of the way she brushed up against me a couple of times, I do think she enjoyed herself.
Dude,
And you
that's a
guys,
good sign.
you guys were able to talk about stuff other than the company that she works for, right?
Oh, yeah. We talked about all kinds of things. Talked about her hobbies, what she likes to do. My ears are open, and, you know, you have to take what someone says, and then you have to adjust and use that to your advantage, especially when you're talking about interpersonal relationships, you know, female, male.
I know you started this whole situation meeting her when you were going in for a job interview, but that sounds like a really good interview answer.
Yeah. I'm ready to hire him.
Yeah.
Or date him.
Well, I was cued in, so I got the job, actually.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you got a date and a job out of one interview. Nice work, man.
Exactly. But that's the problem. During the date, I told her that I got it, and she kind of got a little bit cold on me.
What?
Really?
I don't know if I took a position that she might have been gunning for or something, but I think that she didn't want to mix business with pleasure, I suppose.
Wow.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So how did everything end?
At the end of the night, I got a little bit of nookie from her, a little bit of kiss,
Wait, that's
kiss,
not
okay.
nookie. That is, we need to redefine nookie, sir.
Well, there was some wetness on her lips.
What?
So,
No. Oh my God.
look, she licked her lips before she kissed me. I'm telling you, I
Okay.
tasted it.
All right.
Just by that description alone, I wouldn't call you back.
And how long has it been since you've heard from her after you shared that wet kiss?
It's been 5 days now.
Okay.
And I mean, I've called her like 3 times, and I've texted her about 5 times. I don't know. I'm gonna have to work with this girl, and
Right.
I need to smooth it out before we start. If she's not gonna be down with me sexually or whatever, that's fine. But we need to like get along because I need this gig.
Okay.
Oh my
well,
God, it's like I
we
thought you
will-
were so normal, and in 2 seconds, you changed my entire opinion.
we will play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update. And then we'll find which way she's down with you, okay?
That sounds good.
All right. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Luke is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl that he shared a sloppy, wet kiss with. That's how he described the kiss at the end of the date. He actually met her because he was going into an office to interview for a job, and she was in the lobby when he was trying to open the door, and I guess he couldn't get the door open, so she helped him. They struck up a conversation, and he asked her to drinks. They went out for drinks, said they had a good time, ended with that sloppy kiss. But now she's not calling him back, and he thinks it might be because he actually got the job in that office, and maybe she doesn't want to date a coworker.
Could it also be because you're a bad kisser?
Well,
Sorry. Just the description.
we didn't get our lips moving that much, to be honest. It was wet, but it wasn't. She didn't stick her tongue, out for me.
Yeah, but no, I'm just telling you, out of all
She
the
licked
female
her lips.
conversations,
It was wet.
all the female conversations I've ever had, no girl has ever said, wow, it was such a good kiss. It was so wet.
Well, she made it wet. I mean, that's where it was. I just went in, and that's how.
Okay.
Way it felt.
So it was a sloppy kiss with no tongue. That sounds...
No one's ever complained about the way I've kissed them before, so she didn't this time, and maybe it'll happen, but it hasn't yet.
Well, she hasn't complained yet. We don't have her on the phone to find out, do we?
Well, maybe we can ask her. That'd be one place to start.
That's what
I'd
I
like
think-
to know if my lips are working properly.
That's what I think we should do, Luke. What I'm trying to get to is that I'm going to dial her phone number and see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Here we go.
This is Antoinette.
Hi, Antoinette. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, what?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
How can I help you?
Well, I actually wanted to talk to you because one of our listeners sent us an email about you.
Are you sure you have the right number?
I think so. Yeah, this was the number that I was given. Your name's Antoinette, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah. Then I definitely have the right number because you recently went out on a date with a guy who listens to our show, and you haven't been calling him back. So he emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out if he did something wrong.
What?
I know, it's really weird, huh?
Is this a joke?
No, it's not. It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. So I'm calling today about a guy that you went on a date with. His name is Luke.
I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I haven't gone out with anybody named Luke.
What?
You haven't gone out with anybody named Luke?
I've been married for like 3 years. I haven't gone out with anybody.
What?
You've been married for 3 years.
Yes, I'm very happily married.
Did you?
By any chance, are you married to a guy named Luke?
No.
Did you
No, I
accidentally?
think I would know.
Did you go out to drinks with a guy named Luke and you didn't realize it was a date? Maybe.
No.
Do you know any Luke?
I have zero clue what you guys are talking about. Really? Can you be more clear?
Yeah, sure. I bet you'd appreciate that, and probably your husband, too. Wow. We got an email from a guy named Luke who said that he went out with you. He said that he met you when he was at your office applying for a job. He had a job interview. He said he was in the lobby trying to open the door but couldn't get the door open right, and you helped him out. And then you guys... Is that...
Oh, no. Okay.
So wait, that part happened?
Yeah, that part did happen. I think I just realized who you're talking about.
Okay, so you do know a Luke?
I met a Luke a couple days ago. He came in for a job interview.
Okay. Did you go out for drinks with him later on?
Absolutely not. No, I was interviewing him for a position at our company.
Wait, you were the one doing the interview?
Yes.
This doesn't make any sense.
I'm so confused.
He said that he just met you at that office and struck up a conversation. You guys went to drinks, had fun, even kissed at the end of the night, and now you're not calling him back.
He said we kissed?
Yeah, he said that you guys kissed and everything seemed to be going great, and he was surprised that you didn't want to go on another date with him.
Oh, my God.
He even went into graphic detail about the kiss, about how it was wet and you licked your lips.
Jesus okay, look.
So wait, you didn't kiss him?
No, there is no way. No, absolutely not. Let me just tell you what actually happened, because this is bizarre, okay? I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. Okay, look. This young man, Luke, came in for a job interview, brought him into my office, sat down, interviewed. We went over his resume. He was kind of fidgety. He was kind of acting a little strange. And I sent him on his way. And in the last couple of days, I've been getting flooded with emails, phone calls, messages, asking about the job.
Oh, my gosh. So you didn't even hire him?
No, he has not been hired.
He told us differently.
What was he like in the job interview?
He was just kind of all over the place. You know, he just wasn't an ideal candidate. I don't know. He was acting strange. Maybe he was stoned. I don't know.
Stoned? Come on.
What is happening?
That is Luke. He was actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I finally found a way to get you on the phone, Antoinette.
Oh,
weird. So you were just using us?
Okay, Luke.
Hi.
I've already told you haven't been selected for the next round of interviews. I sent the letter out several days ago. I'm sure you received it by now.
What is going on?
Yeah, I got your email, and that's why I've been emailing you a bunch of times. You won't even email me back once. Like, you give me one email, and that's it. Just a dismissal, outright dismissal.
So wait, Luke, you lied to us about your date and everything just to ask her about a job.
Yeah, it's a lie. Sure, call it a lie.
Well, Luke, that's what you did. That is the definition of a lie. You told an untruth to get on the air with us and ask her about a job.
Yeah, I had to tell you a story so that you guys would actually pick me and use me on the air.
I will applaud you. Good story.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a good story.
I can't hate on you necessarily for getting over on the show. It just, couldn't you have thought of a better way to do it than to just lie to us?
Listen, I did what I had to do, man. Sorry that I had to lie about it. But you know what, Antoinette, we wouldn't even be on the phone right now if you would have just given me the job that I deserve.
Oh, my God, crazy.
You know, I'm sure that you did prepare Luke, but unfortunately, you're just not a good match for our firm.
That's bullshit. All right, I'm the best candidate for that job, and I know it.
Excuse me, Luke. No, you're acting extremely unprofessional right now.
I'm unprofessional. You are unprofessional. I deserve answers. Why? Why am I not getting this job? I've been putting in all this effort.
Luke,
I need
like I said, we found a more qualified candidate.
There's nobody more qualified than me. I saw everyone coming out of that building. Look at my resume and see all the experience that I have.
You know, I looked at your resume, Luke, and I'm the one calling the shots. This is not how you go about getting a job.
You sure getting a radio station to call you and ask you about a fake date is not the best way to get a job, Antoinette?
Yeah, look at all the trouble I went to get these people to contact you. You are unreachable.
Luke, and if I ever had any thought about reconsidering you for this job, you have absolutely lost that opportunity.
If I'm not qualified to be the face of your company, I don't know who is. I stood outside of that office for 3 hours, and I watched every single candidate come out of there, and not one of them is as qualified as me.
You stood outside the office building for 3 hours?
Yes, because I do my research. And you know what? It shows that I care.
Oh my gosh, Luke, I mean, I get that it can be frustrating to be out of work and looking for a new gig, but this is not the way to do it, man.
Well, I can't catch a f***ing break. Damn it.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Luke, but I think you need to be a little more level-headed when interviewing for a job.
I've got other work to do. Can I please get back to my actual job?
In 1 second, I will let you do that, Antoinette, and I appreciate you telling us what happened. But I do have to ask you, would you like to go out on a second date with Luke? Or a date with Luke?
You're fucking kidding me, right?
Well, I got to ask the question. It is a second date update. I know it turned into a crazy job applicant trying to use us to get at the person who wouldn't hire him, but would you like to go out with Luke?
At least give me a shot at an internship or something. I feel like I've proven myself.
You've proven how crazy you are, Luke. Okay, look, I wish you well. Okay, good luck in the job search, but there's no job for you here.
You know what? I am going to get a job eventually. And when I do, I'm going to make sure it's in the same field, and I'm going to take down your entire business. You won't have a job.
Wow.
I have a place to go, to work.
Yeah, okay. You get a job at another mailroom somewhere and take our mailroom down. I'll be waiting.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, that's the craziest guy I've ever heard, which is saying a lot for a second date update. Another one that says, you guys shouldn't be upset. You've been used for far worse things. That is true.
Yeah,
We're talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude named Luke said he wanted to call a woman named Antoinette, who he went out on a date with. We got her on the phone and found out they didn't go on a date at all. He made up an elaborate story about their date so that he could call her and ask why he wasn't hired for a position at her company and proceed to yell at her, telling her that he's the right guy for the job and I'm a people person.
It's usually good to make up a lie about how you shared a wet, awkward kiss with your potential boss.
Yeah.
So that usually works out good.
No date and unfortunately no job for Luke.
Oh, man. He's
Apparently they gave it to
frustrated.
somebody else. Yeah. Well, good luck to him. Hopefully he does find a job.
Moving 92.5.